Beloved soul, welcome. Take a moment and breathe, because this message is not ordinary, and you are not guided here by chance. The angels are speaking gently but clearly right now, and what they want to reveal to you may surprise your mind, but it will settle your heart. Heaven has something specific to say about your future, about love, and about a divine union that is closer than you think. If you are new here, you are truly welcome. And if messages like this resonate with your spirit, remember to subscribe to Prophetic Message today and turn on notifications so you stay connected to what God is revealing in this season of your life. These messages come when heaven knows you are ready to hear them. Before we go deeper, I want you to activate your faith. Please type this in the comments with belief and expectation. I believe in God. Or you can write, I trust God's plan for my life. And as you do that, gently like this video. These actions are not just engagement. They are signs of agreement with what heaven is about to confirm. Now listen closely. The angels say you're getting married very soon, but not in the way you imagined, and not with the person others expected. This union will surprise people around you. It may even surprise you at first, but it will not surprise God. This marriage has been seen, prepared, and approved in heaven long before it becomes visible on earth. The angels want to remove fear right away. This message is not about scandal, confusion, or rebellion. It is about divine alignment. God often chooses paths that challenge human assumptions, because his ways are higher and his wisdom deeper. Isaiah 55:8-9 reminds us, For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. What God is doing in your love life does not need public approval to be holy. The person you are going to marry is not who people would have predicted. They may not fit the image others had for you. They may not match the expectations placed on your life by family, friends, or even your own past assumptions. But heaven says they fit you. This is not a union based on appearance, convenience, or social approval. This is a union based on peace, compatibility, spiritual alignment, and mutual respect. The angels say many people expected you to marry someone loud, obvious, or impressive on the outside. But God chose someone grounded, someone sincere, someone whose heart carries maturity rather than performance. This person does not compete for attention. They do not seek validation from crowds. They do not rush love for appearances. They carry quiet strength, and that is why others may not see it coming. The angels say this marriage is coming soon because both hearts have been prepared. You have gone through seasons of pruning, disappointment, healing, and growth. You have learned discernment. You have learned patience. You have learned how to hear God over noise, and the person you will marry has gone through their own refining process. They are not entering this union untested. They have learned lessons. They have faced reality. They have matured emotionally and spiritually. That preparation is why heaven says the timing is near. The angels want you to know something very important. This marriage will not feel rushed, even if it happens quickly. There is a difference. Rushed unions carry anxiety. God-ordained unions carry peace, even when the timeline is unexpected. Proverbs 19:21 says, Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. God's purpose is prevailing now in your love life. The angels say when this person comes fully into view, your spirit will recognize them before your mind tries to analyze them. There will be a sense of familiarity, not because you've known them forever, but because your soul feels safe. You will notice that with them, you do not feel the need to explain yourself constantly. You do not feel the need to perform. You do not feel the pressure to be someone else. You are able to be yourself, and that freedom is one of the clearest signs that God is involved. The angels say people around you may question this union at first, not because it is wrong, but because it does not follow their script. They may say, "I didn't expect this," or "That's surprising." But heaven says surprise does not equal mistake. God often hides His greatest blessings behind unexpected packaging. Another scripture the angels bring forward is 1 Samuel 16:7. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. This marriage is heart-aligned, not image-driven. The person you are going to marry sees your heart clearly. They understand your sensitivity. They respect your boundaries. They value your faith. They are not intimidated by your growth or threatened by your strength. They do not want to change you. They want to build with you that the angels say this marriage is coming because God trusts both of you with each other's hearts. He does not entrust sacred unions to people who are careless. He entrusts them to those who can steward love responsibly. You may be wondering why this person was not obvious sooner. Heaven says timing protected the connection. If you had met earlier, healing was still in progress. Discernment was still forming. Expectations were still being shaped. Now, clarity has replaced confusion. The angels say, you may already feel a shift in how you view marriage. You are no longer idealizing it or fearing it. You are seeing it as partnership, companionship, and shared purpose. That shift is preparation. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, He has made everything beautiful in its time. This is the time where beauty is emerging naturally, without striving. The angels also want you to understand that this marriage is not about proving anything to anyone. It is not about silencing critics or meeting expectations. It is about peace. It is about alignment. It is about two people walking in the same direction with God at the center. The person nobody expected will be the one who stays consistent, the one who communicates honestly, the one who chooses you daily, not just emotionally, but practically and spiritually. That is why heaven chose them. You may notice that with this person, conversations about the future feel natural. Words like we and us come without force. Planning feels cooperative, not pressured. Differences are discussed calmly, not turned into conflict. These are signs of covenant, not just romance. The angels say this marriage will not isolate you from your purpose. It will strengthen it. You will grow, not shrink. You will flourish, not disappear. You will be supported, not controlled. That is God's design. A scripture heaven brings forward is Amos 3:3. Can two walk together unless they are agreed? Agreement does not mean perfection. It means shared values, shared direction, and mutual respect. This union carries that agreement. Beloved soul, let this message continue to unfold gently, because the angels want to steady your heart as heaven confirms what is already being prepared. This marriage that is coming is not built on impulse or pressure. It is built on recognition. Recognition of character. Recognition of peace. Recognition of shared direction. The angels say the reason this person was not expected is because God intentionally protected this union from outside influence. When something is sacred, heaven often keeps it hidden until the foundation is strong enough to stand on its own. If people had known too early, opinions would have formed, comparisons would have been made, and unnecessary interference could have entered. God guarded this connection until the timing was right. That protection was an act of love. You may look back and realize there were moments when paths almost crossed sooner, but circumstances delayed it. Or you may realize that when you did meet, the connection felt natural but not rushed. That is because God does not hurry covenant. He prepares it. The angels say this person carries a heart that is steady rather than dramatic. They are not driven by image, status, or outside approval. They care about building something that lasts. That kind of heart does not always stand out in a crowd, but it stands firm in commitment. This is why others may not have seen it coming. You may notice that this person values routine, responsibility, and consistency. not in a boring way, but in a grounding way. They understand that love is sustained by daily choices, not just emotional highs. That understanding is rare, and heaven honors it. The angels say, when God chooses a spouse, he looks at how they respond under pressure, not how they perform when everything is easy. This person has shown resilience, humility, and growth. They have learned how to apologize, how to listen, and how to adjust. Those qualities matter far more than charm. You may be surprised by how calm you feel when you imagine building a life with them. Not because everything is perfect, but because nothing feels threatening. You are not bracing yourself for disappointment. You are not preparing for instability. You are imagining peace, partnership, and shared effort. That calm is confirmation. The angels want you to understand that this marriage is not meant to impress people. It is meant to sustain you. It is meant to support your calling, your faith, and your emotional well-being. God is not interested in appearances. He is interested in fruit. Jesus said in Matthew 7:20, "By their fruit you will recognize them." Look at the fruit of this connection. Is there peace? Is there honesty? Is there mutual respect? Is there growth? These are the markers heaven uses. The angels say some people around you may need time to understand. They may ask questions. They may express surprise. But over time, they will see the fruit too. They will see the stability, the joy, the peace, and the consistency. And what was once questioned will be respected. You do not need to defend what God has ordained. The angels also say this marriage will arrive in a season when you are emotionally ready to receive love without fear. You are no longer chasing validation. You are no longer tolerating inconsistency. You are no longer confusing intensity with intimacy. You have learned the difference. That learning prepared you for this union. You may notice that with this person, conversations are straightforward. There is less guessing, less emotional decoding, more clarity, more honesty. That is not accidental. That is the result of two people who value truth. The angels say truth creates safety. You may also notice that disagreements, when they arise, are handled with respect. There is no silent punishment, no emotional manipulation, no fear of abandonment. Instead, there is communication, patience, and a willingness to work things through. That is covenant behavior. This is why heaven says the timing is near. The angels want to address any lingering fear about commitment. If commitment once felt scary, it was because you are being asked to commit to uncertainty. This time, commitment feels different because it is grounded in peace. Peace removes fear. Point 1. John 4:18 reminds us, there is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear. This love is not perfect in a human sense, but it is mature enough to drive out fear. The angels say this marriage is also connected to purpose. You and this person will not only share life, you will share direction. Your values align. Your priorities align. Your faith aligns in a way that supports growth rather than conflict. That alignment does not require sameness. It requires agreement. You may find that this person challenges you gently, not harshly. They encourage growth, not change. They speak truth without cruelty. They support your calling without competition. That kind of partnership strengthens destiny. The angels say this union will also heal parts of you that did not realize they were still tender. Not through fixing, but through consistency. Through showing up. Through choosing you daily. Healing happens when safety is repeated. God understands that. You may also notice that practical matters begin to align as this marriage approaches. Conversations about living arrangements, responsibilities, and future plans feel realistic and cooperative. There is a sense of we can handle this together. That confidence is not arrogance. It is preparedness. The angels say God does not bring marriage without provision. What is needed will be provided at the right time. You do not need to worry about what you cannot see yet. God reveals provision step by step to keep hearts anchored in trust. Psalm 84:11 says, "No good thing does he withhold from those whose walk is blameless." God is not withholding this union. He has been preparing it. You may feel moments of gratitude rising unexpectedly. Gratitude for the waiting. Gratitude for the lessons. Gratitude for the timing. Gratitude is a sign that your heart is aligned with God's will. The angels say, "Do not rush to announce everything." Some blessings are meant to be lived first and explained later. Let the union establish itself quietly before it becomes public. God often works this way to protect what is precious. Jesus himself lived years in preparation before public revelation. Timing matters. The angels say trust your inner calm. Trust the confirmations that come through peace. Trust the way your spirit settles when you think about this person. That settling is not coincidence. It is recognition. Beloved soul, stay with this moment a little longer, because the angels want to speak peace into every remaining question that may still be forming quietly in your heart. Heaven is not only preparing a marriage for you, but it is also preparing you to receive it without fear, without doubt, and without the need to explain yourself to the world. The angels say one of the reasons this person was not expected is because your story has shifted. You are no longer living from who you used to be. You are living from who God has been shaping you into. People often expect outcomes based on old versions of us, but heaven responds to who we have become. That is why this union surprises others, but feels right to you. This person meets the present you, not your past. The angels say you may notice that this person understands your silence. They don't rush to fill it. They don't interpret it as distance or rejection. They recognize it as depth. That understanding creates emotional safety, and emotional safety is essential for covenant. You will not feel the need to explain your boundaries to them repeatedly. They sense them. They respect them. They do not push past them. That is a sign of maturity, and honor. The angels say, this person values stability over excitement. That does not mean the love is dull. It means it is dependable. It means joy comes from trust, not unpredictability. Many people chase emotional highs, but heaven builds lasting unions on consistency. That is why this marriage will last. You may be surprised by how grounded conversations feel with this person. Discussions about the future don't feel intimidating. Planning doesn't feel like pressure. Even disagreements feel manageable because they are handled with calm and respect. That calm is not accidental. It is cultivated. The angels say this union is not about rescuing each other. It is about choosing each other. You are not coming together because you are broken. You are coming together because you are whole enough to build something meaningful. God does not join two people to complete each other's wounds. He joins them to multiply strength. You may also notice that this person does not rush physical or emotional intimacy. They are attentive to timing. They understand that trust deepens when space is honored. That patience speaks louder than passion ever could. The angels say patience is one of the strongest signs of genuine love. This marriage will also reflect spiritual alignment. You may not share identical expressions of faith, but you share respect for God's role in your lives. You respect prayer. You respect integrity. You respect purpose. That shared reverence creates a strong spiritual foundation. 2 Corinthians 6:14 reminds us of the importance of alignment. And heaven says this alignment is present here in a way that supports growth rather than conflict. The angels want you to understand that this union will not isolate you from your calling. In fact, it will clarify it. You may find yourself more focused, more confident, and more supported in pursuing what God has placed on your heart. Love that is from God does not distract. It strengthens. You may notice that your confidence increases naturally around this person. Not because they inflate your ego, but because they affirm your worth through consistency. They show up. They keep their word. They follow through. Consistency builds trust. Trust builds security. Security allows love to flourish. The angels say others may take time to understand this marriage because it does not fit their expectations. But over time, they will see the fruit. They will see peace where they expected chaos, stability where they expected drama, growth where they expected limitation. Fruit speaks louder than opinions. You are not required to convince anyone. You are only called to walk in obedience and peace. The angels also say this marriage will not erase your individuality. You will not lose your voice. You will not shrink your dreams. You will not dim your light. Instead, you will feel encouraged to be fully yourself. That freedom is rare, and heaven protects it. You may feel moments of gratitude rising unexpectedly as you reflect on this journey. Gratitude for unanswered prayers that saved you. Gratitude for delays that protected you. Gratitude for lessons that refined you. This gratitude is a sign that your heart is aligned with God's will. The angels say, when gratitude replaces frustration, readiness has arrived. This marriage is not coming to fix your life. It is coming to walk with you as you live it, side by side, with respect, with faith, with intention. The angels say, allow yourself to receive this without overthinking. Discernment does not require anxiety. Wisdom does not require fear. God has already gone ahead of you. Psalm 32:8 says, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. God's loving eye is on this union. You may still have moments of disbelief, especially because it is unexpected. That is natural. But notice how peace keeps returning. Peace does not argue. It reassures. That reassurance is your confirmation. The angels say this marriage will feel like coming home, not because everything is familiar, but because everything feels safe. Safety is the foundation of lasting love. Beloved soul, let us remain in this sacred flow a little longer, because the angels want to gently strengthen your confidence in what God is doing. Heaven does not want you second-guessing what has already been confirmed through peace. What is unfolding now is not fragile. It is steady, intentional, and protected. The angels say, this unexpected marriage is not arriving to disrupt your life, but to stabilize it. You are not stepping into something uncertain. You are stepping into something that has been quietly forming with care. That is why it feels calm instead of overwhelming. You may notice that with this person, your nervous system feels at ease. You are not constantly wondering where you stand. You are not questioning intentions. You are not scanning for signs of abandonment. That quiet sense of safety is not coincidence. It is confirmation. The angels say this person does not love loudly, but they love consistently. They may not make dramatic promises, but they keep the ones they make. They may not speak endlessly about the future, but they are present in it. That kind of love is built for marriage, not just romance. This is why heaven chose them. You may realize that this person entered your life in a way that felt natural, even ordinary. No fireworks, no chaos, no emotional roller coaster. And that simplicity may have caused you to underestimate the depth at first. But God often hides his greatest blessings in quiet beginnings. Jesus himself entered the world quietly. The angels say the reason others did not expect this marriage is because it did not come from noise. It came from alignment. It came from shared values. It came from mutual respect. It came from timing that only God could arrange. You may notice that with this person, your faith feels supported, not challenged. You are not pressured to compromise your values. You are not pulled away from prayer or purpose. Instead, you feel encouraged to stay grounded. That encouragement matters. The angels say one of the clearest signs this marriage is from God is how conflict is handled. There is no silent punishment, no emotional withdrawal, no manipulation. Instead, there is communication, patience, and a willingness to understand. That is covenant behavior. You may also notice that this person does not try to change you. They don't criticize your sensitivity. They don't diminish your dreams. They don't compete with your calling. They accept you as you are while still growing alongside you. That balance is rare. The angels say. You are not being asked to sacrifice your peace for this marriage. Peace is the foundation of it. If peace were removed, God would not require the step. But peace remains, even as the reality becomes clearer. This is why heaven keeps pointing you back to peace as the number one sign. John 14:27 reminds us, Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. The peace you feel is not dependent on circumstances. It stays. That is how you know it is from God. You may also notice that your fear of being misunderstood is fading. You are becoming less concerned with how others perceive your choices. That shift is maturity. When God is guiding, you no longer need external validation. You are not called to convince. You are called to obey. The angels say this marriage will teach you that love does not have to be exhausting to be real. It does not have to hurt to be deep. It does not have to be dramatic to be meaningful. Sometimes love is quiet. Sometimes love is steady. Sometimes love is simply safe. That safety will heal parts of you that did not respond to words alone. Healing happens when peace is repeated over time. The angels say this union will also bring clarity to other areas of your life. When love feels secure, your mind has space to focus. Your creativity returns. Your confidence deepens. Your decisions become clearer. That is because peace frees your energy. You may also notice that practical matters begin to align more easily. Not because there are no challenges, but because there is cooperation. When two people are aligned, obstacles become manageable. The angels say God does not bring marriage without also bringing grace for marriage. What you need, you will receive. Step by step. Not all at once, but always on time. Lamentations 3:22-23 reminds us, Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Grace will meet you daily in this union. You may feel moments of awe when you realize how different this feels from what you once expected. Different does not mean wrong. Different often means healed. The angels say you have learned discernment the hard way, and now that discernment is protecting you instead of exhausting you. You are not analyzing love anymore. You are recognizing it. Recognition is calm. You may also notice that your prayers have changed. You are no longer asking God to fix, remove, or rescue. You are thanking him. You are asking for wisdom. You are asking for guidance to steward what he is bringing. That prayer posture signals readiness. The angels say, this marriage is not a reward for perfection. It is a blessing for perseverance. You did not give up on God. You did not close your heart. You kept believing, even when answers were delayed. God honors that faith. As this continues to unfold, remain gentle with yourself. Let joy come naturally. Let clarity deepen slowly. Let God lead the pace. You do not need to announce everything immediately. Some seasons are meant to be lived quietly before they are celebrated publicly. Jesus often withdrew before revealing. Timing matters. Beloved soul, stay with this truth just a little longer, because the angels want to quiet every remaining doubt and replace it with assurance. Heaven knows that even when peace is present, the mind can still ask questions. God is not offended by that. He understands your humanity. But he does want your heart to rest. The angels say, one reason this marriage feels unexpected is because it does not come from emotional urgency. It comes from clarity. You are not being swept away. You are being chosen. And there is a difference. In the past, Love may have felt like something you had to fight for, explain, or prove. This time, love feels like something that simply stands. It does not wobble when questioned. It does not disappear when challenged. It remains. That steadiness is rare, and heaven recognizes it. The angels say this person does not love you for potential alone. They love you for who you are right now. They see your present self, not just who you could become. That means they are not waiting for you to change to commit. They are committing because they already know. This is why the connection feels grounding. You may notice that with this person, you do not feel pressure to rush milestones to secure the relationship. There is no fear that if you don't move fast, you'll lose them. There is an unspoken understanding that what is real does not need to be forced. That understanding is a sign of covenant, not convenience. The angels say this marriage is being built on mutual emotional responsibility. Both of you know how to self-regulate. Both of you know how to communicate needs without blame. Both of you know how to apologize without defensiveness. These qualities are not loud, but they are powerful. This is why heaven trusts this union. You may also realize that your intuition feels clearer than it ever has before. You are no longer second-guessing every feeling. You are no longer seeking constant confirmation from others. You sense alignment, and you trust it. That trust is earned. The angels say this marriage will not repeat cycles of emotional instability. The patterns that once pulled you into confusion no longer have power here. This connection does not activate old wounds. It confirms healing. That is how you know God is involved. You may notice that when challenges arise, they are addressed early instead of avoided. There is a willingness to talk, to listen, to understand. Silence is not used as punishment. Communication is not used as a weapon. That emotional safety allows love to deepen without fear. The angels say this person respects your emotional pace. They do not push intimacy before trust is established. They allow closeness to grow naturally. That patience builds something lasting. Patience is love with wisdom. The angels want you to hear this clearly. This marriage is not taking something from you. It is adding to you. It is not asking you to shrink your life. It is inviting you to expand it in a way that feels supported. You will not lose your identity. You will not lose your purpose. You will not lose your voice. Instead, you will feel more yourself than ever before. That freedom is sacred. The angels say people around you may eventually say, I didn't see that coming, but it makes sense now. Time reveals fruit, and fruit silences doubt. You do not need to rush to convince anyone. Your peace will speak for itself. The angels also say this marriage will come with a sense of shared responsibility. You will not feel alone in carrying life's weight. Decisions will be made together. Burdens will be shared. That partnership will bring relief you may not have realized you needed. God designed marriage to be a help, not a burden. Genesis 2:18 says, It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him. That helper is not inferior. That helper is aligned. That helper walks alongside, not behind. This union reflects that design. You may feel moments of awe when you realize how God connected things behind the scenes, how certain endings made room, how delays protected you, how unanswered prayers were acts of mercy. That realization brings peace, not regret. The angels say God wastes nothing. Even what hurt you taught you discernment. Even what disappointed you sharpened your wisdom. That wisdom is now protecting your joy. You may also notice that your expectations around marriage have changed. You are no longer chasing perfection. You are choosing health. You are no longer idealizing romance. You are valuing partnership. That shift is maturity. The angels say this marriage will feel like a safe place to grow, not a test you must pass. You will be allowed to learn, to make mistakes, to evolve. Growth will not be punished. It will be supported. That kind of grace sustains covenant. As this unfolds, remain attentive to how peace continues to guide you. Peace in conversations. Peace in decisions. Peace in planning. Peace in imagining the future. That peace is not accidental. It is the Holy Spirit confirming direction. I want to gently remind you to like this video, if this message continues to align with what you've been sensing internally. And stay connected with Prophetic Message today, because heaven is still speaking clearly over your love story and your future. Now, with calm assurance, write this in the comments as a declaration of trust. I choose peace and God's will. Beloved soul, what is coming may not match expectation, but it matches purpose. God is guiding this union with wisdom, protection, and love, and your heart already knows.